Pump-out boats, like the ones seen here, are designed to pump sewage off boats to be treated at a sanitation facility. For boats with fixed toilets, federal requirements mandate you also have a U.S. Coast Guard approved marine sanitation device, commonly known as a holding tank. This device is designed to store sewage until it is time to pump it off your boat. In a very clean process, the sewage is pumped out of the holding tank and into the much larger tank of the pump-out boat. This process is performed using a large pump designed specifically for this purpose. At the completion of the pump-out, the hose and nozzle are handed back to the pump-out operator, where the nozzle is submerged in fresh water with the pump running to cleanse the pump-out hose system. After the rinse-out process is complete, the pump-out hose is coiled back up and the nozzle is placed in a sanitary rinse bucket to be prepared for the next pump-out. As the operator, you are responsible for making sure you open the cap marked waste to prevent pumping anything other than waste off of your boat into the pump-out boat. It is the operator's responsibility to press the nozzle firmly into the waste opening to create a seal that will allow the waste to be sucked out of the holding tank. A viewing glass built into the nozzle will allow you to know when the process of pumping the sewage off of your boat has been completed. Okay, explain the pump out process to me now. We're pumping the sewage off of the boat.
Yes, we're going to offload. There's a discharge pipe, and we've taken the cover off of that. And I'm going to put this hose on that discharge pipe and then suck our storage tank dry.
The process of offloading the pump-out boat is identical to pumping out your marine sanitation device. However, there will be a lot more waste and may require resetting the timer of the pump-out station on land. Using the sight glass, you will be able to see when the process has been completed.
This is what they call a duck bill nozzle, and this will go on some boats in place of the torpedo nozzle that I have on the boat. We just put the quick connect on here.
And you clamp it right down.
Clamp it right down, and we'll watch our fill tube descend to the empty mark. We'll open that up, and now we turn on the pump. And now we're pumping. You can see the sight glass just at the end of the yellow handle. And that lets you know that our load is being offloaded. And as our float gets closer to empty, I will run fresh water through there and some of this blue sanitizer.
And that will basically be the final clean out of the
tank, and then we'll go back and pump out some more boats.
And repeat the process.
And repeat the process.
Very cool.
And all of this is done to keep our water as clean as possible. This facility is offered for free to other boats who want to come here and just pump out on their own. So there are days you will find boats lined up to come and pump out. These boats will run on the water beginning late April, early May, and run all the way through until actually this weekend. This weekend, third weekend in October, is our last weekend. And we will come to your boat in your dock. We will meet you en route on the river, on the bay, and we'll come to your boat dock right behind your home. And the service is offered for free.
So during the pump out process, it's always a good time to keep your boat clean. And this blue sanitizing agent, environmentally friendly formula, is just the recipe for a clean boat. At the end of the pump out, when there's no more fluid, what are we doing?
I'm going to just take the hose and run some clean water through the system. Just helps clean the hoses.
Right.
So we don't have anything building up in the hose. Helps clean out the tank a little bit. Now if you look at the sight glass, you can see the water coming through here.
Sure.
And any little garbage that might be left in the hoses. Okay, whenever you're pumping out your boat and working with this hose, it's always a good idea to keep the nozzle pointing up so we don't have any accidents with any residual material sitting in your hose coming out at you this way. So it's just a good practice to keep the nozzle facing up. So once the system and the tank are pumped empty, and I've run fresh water through everything, the hoses and the tanks, And I've run the sanitizer through. Now it's time to disconnect. So we'll just reach in here and shut off this valve and flip the levers in order to disconnect our quick connect. And that will come off of our discharge hose, discharge tube. Put the original cover back on. Tank is empty, we're nice and clean, and we're just about ready to start the process all over again. Put the duck bill back on, and we're all set to go.
Excellent.